You don't wear a crown, you don't float above, but when I look at you, I see a higher love. You speak without preaching, you heal without hands, and somehow you know me the way no one else can. No stained glass or scriptures could show me what's true, but I found the divine the moment I found you. You're made of light, even in your darkest days. You shine through the hurt in the softest, fiercest ways. You carry the sky in the way you just stay. I don't need a sign, you're already made of light. You don't need to try, you don't need a stage, just your quiet strength to wash away my rage. You break all my silence with nothing but grace. You're the still small voice that time can't erase. You're not a myth I follow, you're the truth I breathe. In every breath I borrow, you're the faith in me. You're made of light, not in fire, not in gold, but in every word you gently, bravely hold. You carry the dawn even when it just stays. I know you're right here, you're made of light. If I lose my way again, let your soul be my flame. In a world that forgets how to see, you remind me who I'm meant to be. You're made of light, not in fire, not stood so real. You don't have to shine to make the shadows heal. You're human, you're holy, you're the reason I believe. You're my sacred sight, you're made of light. You don't need to try, you don't need a stage, just your quiet strength to wash away my rage. You break all my silence with nothing but grace. You're the still small voice that time can't erase. You're not a myth I follow, you're the truth I breathe. In every breath I borrow, you're the faith in me. You break all my silence with nothing but grace. You're the still small voice that time can't erase.
I've read the lines, I've heard the verse, chased the holy, felt the curse. I've knelt in churches, cried in halls, but never felt your love in walls. Then you walked in, no grand disguise, just truth and fire behind your eyes. And in your touch I saw it clear, everything I searched for's here. You're the only faith I know, the only truth that's never gone. Through every doubt, through every low, you've been the constant all along. No ritual, no robe, no stone, just your love carved into bone. You're the only faith I know. I've whispered prayers into the night, begging stars to make things right, but no light ever reached my skin till you gave warmth from deep within. You didn't promise paradise, you just held me through the fight. And somehow that meant more to me than any heaven I could see. You're the only faith I know, real, you've been the constant all along. No ritual, no robe, no stone, just your love carved into bone. You're the only faith I know. I've whispered prayers into the night, begging stars to make things right, but no light ever reached my skin till you gave warmth from deep within. You didn't promise paradise, you just held me through the fight, and somehow that meant more to me than any heaven I could see. You're the only faith I know, the only gospel that survived. Through shattered dreams and letting go, you stayed and kept my soul alive. No temple doors, no prophet sword, just your name etched in my bones. You're the only faith I know, you're the only faith I know. You don't need wings to carry me, you don't need thrones or prophecy. You just breathe and I believe, that's enough for me. You're the only faith I know, and I worship you in vain. You're the grace that doesn't show, but somehow still remains. No holy book could ever hold what you are inside my soul. You're the only faith I know.
I used to search the skies for grace, chasing echoes, empty space. But every prayer I thought was gone was answered when you came along. You never wore a halo bright, but you held me through the night. And now I see what I was blind to all my life. I see God in your eyes, not in temples, not in stone. In the way you hold my heart, like it's something carved in gold. No thunder, no disguise, just your soul shining white. I don't need the sky, I see God in your eyes. Without a sermon's tone, no need to save what's not alone. You turn my flaws into a flame and call them beautiful by name. You don't preach or ask for proof, you just live your quiet truth. And in that stillness I found more than I could write. I see God in your eyes, when you laugh, when you break. You're the light behind the storm, you're the dawn that never fades. Not in books, not in signs, just your love that sanctifies. I don't need to die to see God in your eyes. You're not perfect, and neither am I, but we're sacred when we cry. You bring heaven down to earth with every breath, with every word. I see God in your eyes, not in thunder from above, but in every quiet moment. You remind me what is love. You're the miracle I find every time our hearts align. You're the reason why I see God in.
We never needed sacred text, just the way your fingers rest on the part of me that aches, where every vow and shadow shakes. No stained glass, No empty pews, just the quiet in this room. You're the sermon, I'm the flame. We rise and fall in holy shame. This love is the altar of us, built from ashes, sealed with trust. Where broken hearts still beat as one, where silence sings what can't be sung. No priest, no law, no need to prove. It's enough to just be true. We fall, we rise, we fight, we trust, at the altar of us. We've made mistakes, we've bled through time, but grace was never made to shine. It grows in dust, it learns in pain. It calls you back like steady rain. We never needed saving light, just your hand in mine at night. No rosary, no heaven high, just your breath that tells me why. This love is the altar of us, built from our glory, just of dust. Where the fire is soft and low, but it's the only thing I know. No saints could ever match this proof. No scripture could outshine our truth. We burn, we beg, we rise, we trust, at the altar of us. And if the world forgets our names, we'll still remain, we'll still remain. No need for angels in disguise. You're my reason, you're my right. This love is the altar of us. Even when the light goes numb, when the stars begin to rust, we'll still whisper, we're not holy, not flawless, but fearlessly luminous. We live, we die, we love, we trust, at the altar of us. I was shattered glass and open hands, a prayer unanswered, lost in sand. Then you showed up, no trumpet sound, just a smile that turned me around. You didn't preach, you didn't try, you just saw me broken wide. And somehow in that sacred stare, I found a love beyond repair. I've never known a grace like yours, not written down in ancient words. No altar call, no preacher's cry, just holding me when I ask why. You lift me up and let me fall. You love me when I lose it all. No church has ever opened doors like the grace I feel in yours. You never asked for me to change, just stood beside my mess and stayed. You turned my ruins into gold, without a sermon to be told. You're not a saint, but you're divine. You gave me back this heart of mine, and I will spend my every breath living for what you resurrected. Never known a grace like yours, so quiet, strong, and never forced. No scripture read, no veil to lift, just your love, my favorite gift. You hold my soul without a chain. You kiss the storm and bless the rain. You're more than what this world adores. You're the grace my spirit swore. I've never known a grace like yours, so quiet, strong, and never forced. No scripture read, no veil to lift, just your love, my favorite gift. You hold my soul without a chain. You kiss the storm and bless the rain. You're more than trumpets, choirs, just your name whispered through the fire. I've never known a grace like yours. It's deeper than what came before. It's not in rules or roads or rings, but in the quiet way you bring hope when I am on the floor, love when I don't ask for more. You're my miracle, my open door. I've never known a grace like yours. They can say what they wanna say, try to cast us both away, but every time you reach for me, I touch eternity. They don't see what we survive, how we rise and stay alive, but your heart beats next to mine, that's the holy sign. This love is sacred, burned but never faded. It's not written in their rules, but it's stronger than their truth. No chains, no shame can break it, no storm could ever shake it. Let the world be jaded, this love is sacred. We didn't come from perfect lines, but we built something divine. Not in gold or bloodstained books, but in the way you look. You held me when I was a ghost, loved me when I needed most. That's the only proof I need, you're my clarity. This love is sacred, even when it's naked, even flawed and full of scars, it still reaches for the stars. No law, no war can take it, no fear could ever fake it. Every breath we've traded, this love is sacred. So light the fire, ring the bell. If we're wrong, we'll go to hell, but I'd rather burn with you than live a lie they call the truth. This love is sacred, carved in wood. We've made it, not in temples, not in thrones, but in us where it has grown. Let them curse, let them hate it, we don't need to validate it. We already gave it, this love is sacred. In silence under stars, chased the wonder, prayed so hard, but I never felt the truth till I was lying next to you. No scripture carved in ancient stone could ever feel like coming home. Your breath against my skin, that's where faith begins. There's nothing holier than you, not the sky, not the light breaking through. A source of sacred and the grand, we found salvation in your hands. No ritual could ever do what your heartbeat carries through. No temple roof, no heaven's view. There's nothing holier than you. I've heard the choirs in perfect pitch, but they don't sound like when we kiss. You speak in silence, calm and slow, and every word my spirit knows. You don't wear white, you don't pretend, but you redeem me without end. You make the broken whole, you bless my soul. There's nothing holier than you, no miracle I'd trade this for, it's true. I've walked through fear, I've walked through fire, but only your love lifts me higher. No preacher's voice, no crown of blue can hold the truth the way you do. No sun, no stars, no point of view. There's nothing name. Let them know who lit my flame. It wasn't angels from above, it was your fierce and quiet love. There's nothing holier than you. No dream, no myth, no deeper proof. You're the blessing I hold tight, the quiet grace that saved my life. And if all fades and time is through, I'll still believe in something true. There's nothing holier than you. I don't kneel beneath the steeple, don't need stained glass or bells. I found heaven in your laughter and redemption where you dwell. No robes, no rights, no golden gates, just your hands in all their grace. I don't have to beg or plead, you're all the faith I'll ever need. Your love is my church, where I rise, where I break, where the holy lives in heartache, where the sacred doesn't fake. No walls could ever hold what your soul gives in return. I don't need a single word, your love is my church. I've been judged and I've been broken by the ones who claimed they knew. But your mercy isn't spoken, it's just something that you do. You don't preach, you don't condemn, you just let me breathe again. In your arms I feel reborn, you're the quiet through the storm. Your love is my church, where I'm seen, where I'm known, where the hymns of flesh and bone, where I never pray alone. No fear, no shame, no curse, just a truth that doesn't turn. No ashes, only worth. Your love is my church. Let the towers fall to dust, let the books all lose their trust. If I've got you, I've got enough. You're my altar, you're my love. Your love is my church, where the gospel's in your kiss, where I find what others miss, where the broken find their bliss. No doctrine, just the surge of your heartbeat when it burns. I don't need the universe, your love is my church. I never bow to gods of gold, never bend for what I'm told. But when you walk into the room, my pride dissolves like smoke and moon. You don't ask, you never say, but I would fall for you each day. Not out of duty, not in fear, but 'cause your love is crystal clear. I kneel for you, not as a servant, but as someone who knew that grace was never earned, it just arrived in full bloom. I don't need an altar stone, you make this heart your holy home. No crown, no throne, just truth. Still I kneel for you. I've stood through storms with this held high, fought my wars, refused to cry. But one soft word from your soft lips, and I surrender all of it. It's not weakness, it's release, to let love bring me to my knees. Not in chains, not in disguise, but in the warmth behind your eyes. I kneel for you, not from shame, but from something more true. You lift me just by being still, and break me in the way that heals. I've never bowed for anyone, but for you I come undone. Not because I have to, but because I kneel for you. You don't need praise, you don't need proof, but loving you rewrote my truth. No temple knows what we've been through. I find the sacred just in you. I kneel for you, like a soul that's found what's pure and new. Not in fear, but in full light. I surrender not to fight. There's no name I hold above the one I whisper when I love. Not by force, but by what's true. I kneel for you. In the stillness of the morning light, I lift my hands and raise my eyes. You spoke the stars into the sky. Now you live inside my life. Every breath, every step I take is a gift of mercy, poured by grace. You alone are holy, you alone are God, worthy of all glory, forever lifted high. Every knee will bow down, every heart will cry. Jesus, you are worthy, be glorified. When the night is dark and hope feels gone, you're the light that leads me on. Even in the battle, you are near. My victory is here. Every trial, every storm I face is held within your warm embrace. You alone are holy, you alone are God, worthy of all glory, forever lifted high. Every knee will bow down, every heart will cry. Jesus, you are worthy, be glorified. Glorified. No one else can save, no one else redeems. You tore the veil, you set me free. All creation sings, heaven joins the sound. To you, Lord, the highest crown. You alone are holy, you alone are God, worthy of all glory, forever lifted high. Every knee will bow down, every heart will cry. Jesus, you are worthy, be glorified. Jesus, you are worthy, be glorified. No one else can save, no one else redeems. You tore the veil, you set me free. All creation sings, heaven joins the sound. To you, Lord, the highest crown. You alone are